Welcome back to Exposure Stories. Charles Bronson remains one of the most fascinating and paradoxical figures in Hollywood history, a man whose entire screen persona was built on silence, restraint, and explosive bursts of violence, yet whose real life was marked by deep emotional currents, loyalty, and profound personal loss. Born Charles Dennis Buczynski in a small coal mining town in Pennsylvania, Bronson's beginnings were as far removed from Hollywood glamour as possible. Growing up as one of 15 children in a struggling immigrant household, he experienced hardship from an early age. Poverty was not an abstract concept for him. It was daily reality. After his father's death, he entered the coal mines while still young, wearing his sister's dress to school because the family could not afford proper clothing. These experiences left an indelible mark on him, shaping not only his personality but also the authenticity he later brought to his roles. Unlike many actors who studied toughness, Bronson had lived it. His early life also came with cultural isolation. His Lithuanian roots meant that English was not commonly spoken at home, and he often felt like an outsider even in his own country. This sense of displacement followed him into adulthood, contributing to his reserved demeanor and discomfort with fame. When World War II erupted, Bronson enlisted in the U.S. Army Air Forces, where he served as a gunner aboard a Boeing B-29 Superfortress. Flying dangerous combat missions over enemy territory, he faced life-and-death situations that further hardened his already resilient character. Completing 25 missions and earning a Purple Heart, Bronson returned home not as a celebrated hero, but as a man quietly carrying the weight of his experiences. After the war, his path to acting was anything but straightforward. He took on various odd jobs before finding his way into a theater group in Philadelphia, initially working behind the scenes painting sets. Acting opportunities came gradually, and even then, success was far from immediate. His early film appearances, such as In You're in the Navy Now, were small and often uncredited. Yet even in these minor roles, his presence stood out. It wasn't charisma in the traditional sense, it was something more subdued, almost dangerous, as if he carried a story behind his eyes that he refused to fully reveal. During the 1950s, the political climate in America led him to change his surname from Buczynski to Bronson, a decision influenced by widespread suspicion toward Eastern European identities during the Cold War era. This change marked a turning point, allowing him to navigate Hollywood with fewer barriers. Over time, he began securing more substantial roles, appearing in films like House of Wax with Vincent Price. Although he was not yet a leading man, he was steadily building a reputation as a dependable character actor capable of delivering intensity with minimal dialogue. The 1960s proved transformative. His role in The Magnificent Seven showcased his ability to command attention even among a star-studded cast. However, it was The Great Escape that truly elevated his career. Playing a claustrophobic prisoner of war, Bronson revealed a vulnerability that added depth to his otherwise stoic image. This performance resonated with audiences and critics alike, demonstrating that beneath the hardened exterior was an actor capable of subtle emotional expression. Interestingly, while Hollywood was slow to fully embrace him as a leading man, Europe recognized his appeal much earlier. In France and Italy, he became a major star, particularly with films like Once Upon a Time in the West. Directed by Sergio Leone, the film redefined the Western genre and positioned Bronson as a mythic figure, silent, relentless, and morally complex. European audiences were drawn to his enigmatic presence, elevating him to a level of fame that Hollywood would only later match. By the 1970s, Bronson had firmly established himself as one of the defining action stars of his generation. His performance in Death Wish became a cultural phenomenon, tapping into societal anxieties about crime and justice. As Paul Kersey, a man driven to vigilantism after personal tragedy, Bronson embodied a raw, controversial form of justice that resonated deeply with audiences. The film's success led to multiple sequels, each reinforcing his image as a relentless force of retribution. Yet, what made these performances compelling was not just the violence. It was the quiet intensity, the sense that every action was rooted in something deeply personal. Off-screen, Bronson's life took a dramatic turn when he met Jill Ireland. Their relationship began under unusual circumstances, as Ireland was married to Bronson's friend, David McCallum. Despite this, Bronson's conviction was unwavering, and he famously declared that he would one day marry her. In 1968, that declaration became reality. Their marriage evolved into one of Hollywood's most enduring partnerships, characterized not by public spectacle but by mutual respect and deep emotional connection. Ireland became a central figure in Bronson's life, both personally and professionally. Appearing alongside him in numerous films, she brought warmth and balance to his intense persona. Together, they raised a large family and managed to maintain a sense of normalcy despite their fame. For Bronson, who had spent much of his life feeling disconnected, Ireland provided a sense of belonging and stability that he had rarely experienced before. However, their story took a heartbreaking turn in 1984 when Ireland was diagnosed with breast cancer. Over the next 6 years, she fought the disease with remarkable courage, documenting her journey in books that inspired many. Throughout this period, Bronson remained devoted, standing by her side through surgeries, treatments, and moments of uncertainty. Her death in 1990 was a devastating blow, one that profoundly altered Bronson's life. Friends and colleagues noted that he became increasingly withdrawn, his already quiet nature deepening into solitude. In the years that followed, Bronson continued to work, but the spark that once defined his performances seemed diminished. He eventually remarried, but the shadow of Ireland's loss lingered. As he aged, his health began to decline, and he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. The condition gradually eroded his memory and independence, a cruel irony for a man whose screen presence had always been defined by control and precision. On August 30, 2003, Charles Bronson passed away at the age of 81. His death marked the end of an era in Hollywood, a time when action heroes were defined not by spectacle or special effects, but by presence, authenticity, and emotional weight. Even in death, his connection to Jill Ireland remained symbolically intact, as he was buried with a cane that reportedly contained her ashes, a poignant reflection of their enduring bond. Bronson's legacy extends far beyond his filmography. He redefined what it meant to be an action star, proving that strength could be conveyed through stillness, that intensity did not require constant motion or dialogue. His influence can be seen in countless actors who followed, many of whom drew inspiration from his understated yet powerful approach to performance. At the same time, Jill Ireland's openness about her battle with cancer helped raise awareness and offered comfort to those facing similar struggles, ensuring that her impact would be felt far beyond the screen. Together, their story is one of resilience, love, and the complexities of human experience. It is a reminder that even those who appear unbreakable carry their own burdens, and that behind every legendary figure lies a deeply personal journey. Charles Bronson was more than just a tough man on screen. He was a product of hardship, a survivor of war, a devoted husband, and ultimately, a symbol of endurance. His life, marked by both triumph and tragedy, continues to resonate, proving that true strength is not just about power or dominance, but about persistence, loyalty, and the ability to endure even the deepest of losses. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.